It's very sweet.
Paul, tell us about this woman.
This was Lori. I saw her walking up the street. I was very struck by her. I thought, what an attractive young woman. She turns into the store. I was with my friend John. We were in the process of dropping out of college. We were going to fewer and fewer classes and just hanging out together and not going to class. So my friend John and I were walking down the street, and I said, let's go in the store. I didn't even know what the store was at that point because we were still walking towards it. Didn't know what the sign said. No, she was behind the counter of the store.
Oh, okay.
And I started talking to her. In the process of talking to her, I broke a toy that was on the counter. So while I was talking to her, I broke this toy that was on the counter. So I broke this item on the counter. She made fun of me in a very funny way. I went back in there again, I think, a few days later or a week later, something like that. And I asked her out on a date.
Wow.
What'd she say?
She said yes.
It's very sweet.
Paul, tell us about this woman.
Yeah, Heather.
This was Lori.
You saw her on the street.
Oh, wait, where did I get Heather?
Saw her on the street.
Oh, Heather's my first roommate.
Jeez.
Do you think they know each other?
Is your brain broken today?
So I saw her.
I am so tired. I have to say, I am very tired.
Oh, because of the Holly situation.
I've been up since 5:30, and then I tried to sleep when she was sleeping, and it only lasted 30 minutes each time. And I couldn't.
Wait a minute. I think I'm on the same sleep schedule as you.
Are you? Do you have like a?
I'm having sympathetic sleep schedule.
Wow.
Without even realizing
You're sleeping synced up?
Our sleep, even though we live in different places.
5:30.
I wake up and fall asleep whenever you do.
Okay, so you're getting poor sleep.
Let's simplify this. Just whenever you're awake, I'm awake. Whenever you're asleep, I'm asleep.
With my Fitbit, I get 0 steps, but I do know that I sleep very poorly. So I am getting a lot of information from this.
I do know that I sleep very poorly.
Yeah.
I stayed up too late and woke up too early.
Okay, well,
that's just
bad.
that simple.
It's bad.
It's bad.
I did that too, but I was able to get back. As the Beatles once said.
Get back to where you once belonged.
What are you
That's
doing?
beautiful.
Lauren put her hands up as if she was being robbed.
Get a load of this.
Get back.
Get back to where you once belonged.
Have you watched that documentary? I haven't.
All of it. Loved it.
Yeah, great.
Okay,
loved it.
Great. I'll check it out.
Absolutely loved it.
I'll get around to that when I'm done watching Dexter.
I saw. Well, that's when I realized I was the monster.
Oh, I love Dexter.
Maybe I'm not the monster after all.
So you met this woman.
I saw her walking up the street.
Roommate Roundup is taking for fucking ever.
I saw her walking up the street.
Maybe we just do one on this episode.
I think so.
I was very struck by her. I thought, what an attractive young woman. She turns into the store.
And you've never done that before?
Yeah, it was my first time. That was my sexual awakening.
Wow, a woman.
17 years old. Puberty
But
did
so you
not
walked
happen.
right
It
up
just
to
didn't
her
happen.
and you said, will you let me move in with you?
Yeah. I said, I'm looking
I'll
for a
bring the
roommate.
hats. You bring the wind-up
18.
toys.
Can
Let's make lots of money. So she walked into the store
Wait,
and I
what is
walked
that
in.
the theme song to? Shark Tank?
Is it? Probably.
Is it?
I don't watch Shark
It's a
Tank.
Pet Shop
No,
Boys
no,
song.
it was from Beauty and the Geek.
Oh,
You
okay.
got the looks, I got the brains. Let's make lots of money. And it was a reality show
Donkey! But they
that
don't.
Nate Dern was on, who was the
I do remember.
I remember
the
that show, but what?
Reality
How
recap.
did they make money?
nerds date hots.
I know.
And then
But what-
they fuck, and if they
And they get
win,
paid?
well, I guess if you stayed a couple, you got money or some bullshit, or they do challenges and all sorts of stuff.
Right.
That's what
How
it was.
many actually stay together, though?
None, of
All
course.
of them. Oh,
Hots don't date
really misjudged
nerds.
it.
Hots with nerds, it's unbelievable.
It's star-crossed lovers.
That's
you
why,
think any of-
it's good TV, man.
Were
Oh my
any of the
God.
nerds like, I just didn't like the hots?
Of course, of course that's true, because sometimes hot people are so stupid and fucking annoying.
I know, but you overlook that because you want to have sex with them.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about. But
Yes.
did Mr. E participate in this show?
Who is that?
The pickup artist, or was that a different show? Was that its own
Mystery.
show?
Mystery. Oh, that was
But you
different.
really,
Mr.
you
E.
really pronounced it very.
Mr.
That's,
E.
I've never heard it said out loud. I'm just responding to how it's written.
Mr. E had a big hat, and he told me to wear a big hat
He
too.
was peacocking, and he said, "You must peacock."
No, that was. I forget what show that was. So you went up to
That
this
was the
woman.
game.
The game.
The game, yes, based on the book.
Based on the book Precious.
So I haven't heard
By
that
Sapphire.
such a long. Based on the book, Precious.
Precious. It's push.
Push. Remember hearing that?
Based on the Push by Sapphire? but I like based on the book.
Based on the book Precious, which is based on the novel Sapphire.
It's the photo novel.
Push.
Push. I was with my friend John.
Oh my God, I love
we
that.
were in the process of
say that
dropping
all
out of
the time.
college. You want to say it all the time?
Where were you? How were you in the process of dropping out? Were you like going?
We were going to fewer and fewer classes and just hanging out together and not going.
Can
to
you
class.
stop jangling that?
I'm sorry. It's a very attractive piece. It's a wishbone bottle
You
opener.
love that. You know
and
what?
I do love it.
I'm gonna try to think about where I got
and I
that.
apologize. I am
gonna
making
take it away
noise.
from you.
Boop. So,
Oh my God. Boop.
then did you?
No, I
Never
didn't.
mind.
I didn't hear it either.
Never mind.
No,
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
So my friend John and I were walking down the street, and I said,
Walking down the street.
let's go in the store.
Let's go into this store. It's got
Hey,
such a funny name.
I'd like to see what's going on in here.
I didn't even know what the store was at that point because we were still walking towards it.
Sure. Oh, meaning you didn't know what the sign said?
Didn't know what the sign said.
So you just saw a store and you thought you'd go in it?
I saw a pretty lady, and I did know what to say.
Oh, I
Let's
see.
go in that store. She just
oh,
went
okay.
into.
So you were like, hey, what if we went into this store?
Exactly. Playing it real good.
Right.
Oh yeah, I totally would do that
And so I walked in, and she was
when
behind.
I was little.
She was.
I mean 19.
You'd walk into stores.
No, but I'd be like,
When I was little,
I'm gonna pretend.
like 19 years old.
I'm gonna pretend I'm doing something.
So she was behind like a big wound up Jack in the Box?
No,
or?
she was behind the counter of the store.
Oh, okay.
And I started talking to her.
What if you saw her and then you went into that store and then she's nowhere to be found and then you wound up the Jack in the Box and she popped out and was like, ha
Yeah, what if that?
I saw you looking at me.
What would I
Then would you still
would
want
you
to
have
have
done?
sex in the shirt with her? Or not?
We would have shirted.
He always needs the shirt.
So I started talking to her.
Can't come without the shirt.
In the process of talking to her, I broke a toy that was on the counter.
Oh, no.
What are you doing?
My neck started to get stiff, so I am popping it.
You're punching the air.
Yeah.
Ow.
This guy's nuts.
I'm crazy. I'm
He's
fighting
out
the wind.
of his mind.
He's like Don Quixote, tilting at windmills.
We read that in Spanish class, which I feel like is
See.
challenging.
See.
I can't imagine
Miguel
having
de
to read
Cervantes.
a book in Spanish.
Sancho Panza.
It was hard.
Huh?
En español.
Yeah.
What's windmill in Spanish?
You think I know?
It came up so many times in the book.
I know. It did. He's always going to that windmill.
He's always going inside him and being like, check out the square footage in this thing.
I can power my
He's
TV
like,
with this.
if I was on The Bachelorette, I'd fucking hear. Reality
That's the
recap.
one thing that you can think of when you think of windmills.
That's all I know.
Do they come up a lot on
No, there's just a
there
famous
was
couple who
a-
fucked 4 times in one windmill.
And the dad.
4 times in one windmill?
And the,
Yeah.
and the guy's dad was like, yeah, that's my boy.
He was like, yeah, son.
That's so nasty to care about your kid having sex.
Kerry reporting for duty.
Oh my God. And how'd you convince old Linda to be your wife?
You are really lost.
So while I was talking to her, I broke this toy that was on the counter, and she
I said broke
broke
his
the
toilet. I was talking to her.
yelling through the
I
bathroom.
shit so hard. I broke the
I
toilet.
said, "Can I use your bathroom? It's an emergency." I started talking through the bathroom.
Part of your plan was to blow up the fucking toilet in the wind-up
She
store.
liked how straightforward I was.
The store's 4 inches long.
This guy's got swagger.
There's one toilet. It's one of those toilets you have to hold down for a real long time, and you don't know that the first time you flush it.
Oh, no.
So then nothing goes down, and then you have to wait for it to refill.
Let's not. I don't want to talk about this. Come on. Come on.
Don't you hate that?
So
When you're somewhere and it's like doesn't
that's right.
flush.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I hate it. So
Oh god, that's funny.
So I broke this. I broke this toy. She was making
Are we
fun
allowed
of me.
to give reviews to our own bits?
People don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it enough. Like there's a certain amount of discourse about it that you think is not as much as there should be.
Nobody's articulating what happens when you flush an old toilet. It sort of pulls one piece of toilet paper down, but not your shit. And then
You don't think
you wait to
there's
flush
some
again, but you're waiting so
stand-up comedian
long.
in front of a fucking
How about
brick
me? I
facade
want to do
somewhere.
stand up now.
This is your first five.
And you're waiting for it to go down, and
Yeah.
then everyone's banging on the door, and then
Wow.
All you're saying is
Everyone.
what happened.
Is it
too.
someone's house?
Like a stand-up would maybe like have a metaphor.
I'm getting to
This
it.
is the setup.
Okay.
It's just like when oh god.
Oh no. All right, I want to hear the rest of this
I
story.
would actually like to see this stand-up set.
No, forget it. I don't got nothing. Oh,
So
why did I say I would do this?
So I broke this item on the counter. She made fun of me in a very funny way.
It's hot.
It was very hot.
Hey, you piece of shit.
It was very hot. Yeah, it was just that funny. Hey, you piece of shit. And
hilarious.
so I went back in there again, I think a few days later or a week later, something like that. And I asked her out on a date.
Wow.
What'd she say?
She said yes.